are the steps for combining two-step equations. We just went over most of these steps earlier, right? We had add or subtract the constant, multiply or divide the coefficient, and then simplify and check signs. But now when there's a lot of things on one side of the equation, there's something we have to do first before we actually get into solving the equations. And that is combine like terms without crossing the equal sign. So when we do this, if you have an equation that has a lot of items in it, let's go to black. 3x plus 4 plus 2x equals 18 plus, let's just say there was an x on this side too, because we will be doing ones like this in the future. You can only combine on each side of the equation. So you can only combine on the left side, or you can only combine on the right side. You cannot cross the equal sign without doing those inverse operations. So that would be the opposite operations, like adding and subtracting or multiplying and dividing. So let's see what this looks like. First problem here, we have x plus 2x minus 5 equals negative 10. So if I look at this here, I have x plus 2x on this side of the equal sign. Remember, I can't cross this line yet. I have to put these two together. So if I have 1x plus 2x, I actually have 3x minus 5 equals negative 10. So now here's my two-step equation. I'm going to add a line, change the sign, and this is my constant here, negative 5. So underneath I go positive 5 and positive 5 on both sides of the equation. That cancels out. I'm left with 3x equals negative 10 plus 5 is negative 5. Number next to a letter means multiplication, so I have to divide to solve it. They cancel each other out. X equals. I can leave this as a fraction at this point. I can leave it as negative 5 over 3. I can simplify it, which is negative 1 2/3. Or I can write it as a decimal that I get when I divide it in a calculator, which is negative 1.6 repeating decimal. Okay, let's take a look at another one. In this problem over here, we have negative 4n minus 8n plus 17 equals 23. Again, I'm just going to look on each side of the equal sign. I notice on this side I have negative 4n and a negative 8n. So negative 4n minus 8n and negative 8n gives me negative 12n plus 17 equals 23. So again, here I have my two-step equation. My constant is plus 17. I can subtract 17 from both sides. And I bring down my negative 12n. 23 minus 17 is 6. Divide both sides by negative 12. Again, I can leave this as a fraction. Negative 6 over 12, which reduces to negative 1/2, which as a decimal is negative 0.5. Let's do two more. This next one says 8x minus 6x minus 25 equals negative 35. So looking on each side of my equal sign, on this side I notice I have 8x minus 6x. That can be combined together. So 8x minus 6x is 2x. I have negative 25 equals negative 35. Looking at my two-step equation now, 2x minus 25 equals negative 35. I have my constant here. After I added a line, change the sign, I have a negative 25, so I'm going to put a positive 25 underneath to cancel it out and move it to the other side. I'm left with 2x on this side, negative 35 plus 25, different signs find the difference. Answer gives sign of the larger value, so I'm left with a negative 10. I have a 2 in front of my x, which is multiplication, so I need to divide to solve it. Divide both sides by 2, and I get x equals negative 5. And our last one over here, 5x plus 10 minus 2x equals 40. If I look on this side of the equal sign, I have a 5x and a negative 2x. So 5x plus a negative 2x is 3x plus 10 equals 40. Positive 10 is my constant. That's the number by itself that's on the same side as the variable. So positive 10, opposite is negative 10. So I'm going to do that underneath to both sides. Cancel that out. I'm left with 3x equals 30. Number next to a letter is multiplication, so I need to divide to solve it. I'm left with x equals 10 as my final answer. Okay, now you're going to give some a try.